Search and SUROP grants, writing a winning proposal. This short video presentation will walk you through the process of applying for a Search or SUROP grant to support your work as an undergraduate researcher, scholar, or artist here at UMKC. First, let's talk about undergraduate research and creative scholarship and what makes it a high-impact educational practice. There are four key characteristics of undergraduate research and creative scholarship. First, undergraduate researchers, scholars, and artists have a faculty mentor. Secondly, they use methodologies that are widely accepted and acknowledged in their field. Undergraduate researchers, scholars, and artists make a contribution to knowledge and expand our horizons. And fourth, they disseminate their work in public venues, whether it's a journal article, a poster presentation at a symposium, an artistic performance for the public, or a meeting with policymakers and community stakeholders. Your most important move in getting started as an undergraduate researcher, scholar, or artist at UMKC is to build a relationship with an appropriate faculty mentor. Your faculty mentor can guide you in defining a project that's doable and important within the course of a semester or over the course of the summer, and they are really your most important support mechanism in writing your grant proposal. You can find the Search and SUROP application at UMKC's undergraduate website. This is the subpage on the website where you can access the Search and SUROP grant application. On the left-hand side, it says Applying for Search and SUROP Grants. When you click here, you'll come to this subpage, and when you scroll down, there'll be a hot link to the actual application that you can download in Microsoft Word and complete and work through the completion process. Before you begin, be sure to read the application guidelines and make sure that you're working well before the deadline. Make careful note of the submission guidelines. Be mindful that your proposal can only be 3 pages long. You'll want to be sure not to include items in your budget that aren't allowable per the guidelines. And then use categories 1 through 6 on page 2 of the application to structure your proposal. This is what the application looks like. You'll find critical information here that you need to provide in terms of your name and your project title and mentor. Some of the guidelines are here, and then on this right-hand bottom side, you will see the 6 categories that I mentioned, and I'm going to walk through each one of those and how you can make sure that your proposal hits all of the key characteristics in those 6 categories. So first of all, your project description. You need to remember that you're writing for a general, well-educated audience. Your proposal will be reviewed and evaluated by faculty members at UMKC, but they may not necessarily be in your particular area. They may be in allied fields. For example, if you're a psychology student, one of your reviewers may be a psychologist, but the other reviewer of your proposal may be somebody else in the social sciences, a political scientist, a sociologist, an economist. You want to make sure that they can understand your proposal as well as a psychologist. You also want to be sure to explain how your research, scholarship, or artistic work is going to make a contribution to knowledge, what's exciting and new about your work, and how will it expand our horizons. In terms of your methods, you want to be clear about the methods that you're going to use, and you want to acknowledge that other researchers, scholars, and artists have used similar methods. This may include your faculty mentor, and you can talk about how you will be learning from him or her and will be using methods that he or she is teaching you. Third, your time schedule. Be specific, detailed, and reasonable. In terms of being detailed and specific, you may want to break your time schedule into months, saying that you're going to do background reading in month 1, you'll begin your experiment or writing a first draft, that you will have deadlines with your faculty mentor. The more specific you are, the more likely it is that your project will be funded. You also want to be reasonable. You wouldn't, for example, want to suggest that you can write a 300-page manuscript for a book in 8 weeks during the summertime. You also want to be sure to include in your time schedule the dissemination process. The Symposium for Undergraduate Research and Creative Scholarship at UMKC happens in April. If you're applying for a search grant, you want to indicate that you'll be sharing your work there. The SUROP Symposium happens in September. If you're doing a SUROP proposal, you would want to indicate that you'll be presenting your work there. You can, of course, also include if you're going to be co-authoring an article and submitting it to a journal with your faculty mentor, if you'll be making a public presentation to policymakers, if you'll be doing a recital or an art show for the public, include that information in your time schedule as well. Your student background section is your chance to establish your expertise. This can certainly come from courses that you've taken that prepare you to do this project, but it may also come from things that happen off campus, perhaps in a job or community volunteering that you do or life experiences that you've had. You can talk about all those things in your student background section. And closely related is Section 4, where you describe the importance of the project to you as a student. The reviewers want to know about who you are and who you want to be, share your history and your goals. And please keep in mind that undergraduate research isn't necessarily just limited to those who have the highest GPA or who have been traditionally successful as college students. Undergraduate researchers have to be persistent and curious and overcome obstacles. And there are many ways to do that in your life. And the Undergraduate Research Advisory Board does not strictly look at things like GPA or honors and awards on campus. And the sixth and final portion of your proposal is absolutely critical. It's your budget. Be sure to follow the grant guidelines. Again, don't request things that are not allowable, like a stipend or wages for yourself. Please also be really, really specific. For example, if you're requesting money to travel to archives, use an online travel website to get an estimated airfare, to look up hotel costs in the city that you'll be staying in. If you need to purchase lab equipment, work with your advisor to find out exactly how much it costs and what you'll need. And then also, please do your homework and don't request resources that are already readily available at campus, on campus. Things like books that might be ready to be checked out at the library, or equipment that is already available in the lab in which you're working. 2 special budget notes. If you're requesting computer resources, either hardware or software, please be sure to explain in the proposal why the resources aren't readily available to you on campus. And if you're going to be conducting your research, scholarship, or artistic work while you're studying abroad, you'll want to explain how your project goes beyond what other students do on the study abroad experience. Again, to return to the beginning, remember your most important move is to build that relationship with your appropriate faculty mentor. Your mentor should help you through the proposal writing process, they should review a draft, and be sure to give your mentor plenty of time so that they can complete the mentor's recommendation form and help you secure your department chair's signature on your proposal. There are also other resources available to you. The tutors at the Writing Studio and the Atterbury Student Success Center have helped many students with search and SUROP applications, and your librarians at Miller-Nichols Library are a fantastic resource, particularly in completing literature reviews and as you get started with your project. Take full advantage of them. So, work hard, be amazing, have fun, and good luck. We look forward to receiving your search and SUROP proposals at the Office of Undergraduate Research.